Good morning. It's time for the sports segment on the weekend show this Saturday. This is actually the last Saturday in the month of October. My name is Kelechi Omudiwe, and I want to say thanks, guys, for being with us again. And today, well, a little rejig. I've got someone who's going to do this with me, not a guest like you would expect normally. Well, yes, it's a she. Of course, we do women's things these days. She's going to be my co-host. Yes, co-host. You heard me right. So we're going to be doing this together. Yes, I'm going to be asking her questions. So I want to welcome her. Odiri, it's great to be part of this and be doing this with you today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kelechi. It's fun to be joining you guys on the show, talking sports on the weekend show.
All right, am I not a lucky guy? Okay, so what I'm going to be doing today, first off, two key games earlier in the week as far as domestic football was concerned. On Tuesday, the Women's ITO Cup final was held at the Samson Siasia Stadium in Yenagoa, and the Rivers Angels beat the Bomb Angels 1-0 for their 8th title and third, in a row. The next day, the men's final held at the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba between Rangers and Kano Pillars, and Rangers won on penalties 4-2, but I think it was the 90 minutes that got everyone talking. Kano Pillars led 3-0, believe it or not, up until the 77th minute, and by that time, some Rangers fans had actually left the stadium, believing, it was one of those days where Rangers didn't believe that they stayed a remarkable comeback. So, Odiri, I know you got to see that game. A whole lot of people didn't believe, well, such game was possible here. It's been a long time Nigerians saw that happen. For a cup final, that was an absolutely memorable game.
Definitely a memorable game. But the question Kano Pillars will be asking themselves is, how or where was the self-destruct button that they pressed? Because you're leading 3-0 at 77 minutes. You just had to play how many minutes to the end of the game?
Just 13.
13 minutes, and then you lost the game because Rangers came back. Kevin Itoya starting all the comebacks, and of course it was 3-3, 90 plus minutes, and then you lose on penalties. It's a sad one. I think if it was the UEFA Champions League, probably maybe have a funeral or something.
Well, it actually happened. Everyone was saying Liverpool AC Milan, in Istanbul. But Super Eagles coordinator was there. I got to ask him. I said, "Look, what do you think lost this for Kano Pillars?" He said, "It's the coach. Simple, because even the AC Milan Liverpool game, Liverpool got their 3 equalizing goals early in the in the second half. So there was a whole lot of time left. But this one, how do you lose it with 30 minutes? That nobody will understand that the tactics were wrong. He didn't make any changes because he thought it was in the bag, and then his players took to going down and wasting all the time. So there was a large chunk of added time, and Rangers punished them, within that time. But it's good that it's happened, because on the other side, Ogumbote seemed to get his substitution spot on. 2 of them scored, and the third one, the goalkeeper, saved what would have made it 4-2, and that would have sealed the tie for Pillars.
Definitely agree with Kenneth on that one. Ogumbote got it spot on because Kano Pillars didn't get it right. That's the first one. But it just goes on to show us these are 2 big teams in the league. It shows us that there's a reason we're not ready on the continent. CAF Confederations Cup, CAF Champions League. You can't afford to do that. You get roasted on the continent. Absolutely.
Well, it wasn't all rosy. We don't have highlights of that game, because in the early stages, to be honest, it was all about Kano Pillars. I was telling someone I thought Rangers were still in Enugu because they didn't do anything. They couldn't put a foot right. The defense was like a highway. Everyone was passing through right or left or center. They couldn't seem to hold it together. But the coming of Victoria, I think everything changed. Look at the chaotic goals Rangers were conceding. That was from Rabiu Ali, the captain. Just in the 5th minute, so they didn't even get started. And I have to say, big give kudos to the fans. This was Rangers trying to get back, but nothing absolutely was working for them. This was direct for a corner kick. I mean, Femi Thomas, Super Eagles goalkeeper. How do you flap at that?
I don't know about Super Eagles goalkeeper.
well, he's been invited several, and at least he's got in some matches there, Chad and all that.
This is probably the moment for denial. We don't know him.
You know, so because the damage wasn't yet complete, they tried so many more times. They actually got the ball in the net again, which should have stood because it was a Rangers defender who put through his own goal. But the referee had already blown for an infringement. So Rangers, being lucky there, could have been 5 down, you know, by halftime. But then, like I said, one of those things that happened, you know, in football. Sure. And the pillars, someone said, why didn't you send your governor? Those who send their governors ended up winning. You know, something like that.
Like the governors know something about tactics.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, great game, but there were still some things that weren't good enough. The pitch overgrown, like at least 2 centimeters, you know, overgrown. Then at the end of the match, encroachment. Then the trophy presentation was crap, you know, as far as a lot of people were concerned.
So we can both agree that when it comes to organization of a big cup final like this, we didn't get right. Got maybe 1/10 for that. But
I think 1/10. The game was 11/10 though, as far as a lot of people are concerned.
It's 5/10.
All right. So let's just switch because this weekend across Europe, everyone is talking about one game. There are lots of big games, but there's one that seems to just dominate everything. That's it there. You just get that twice in a year. Barcelona against Real Madrid. The big difference this year. No Lionel Messi cuts off an injury. No Cristiano Ronaldo. He's now with Juventus. What does that leave us with?
I think the last time this happened was about 8 years or over 8 years ago.
Yeah, like 8-9 years
ago. And we don't have Messi because of the injury he got to his arm. And Ronaldo left and went to Juventus. This is a big game, definitely. Every year in, year out is like the world final between Barcelona and Real Madrid. It's a big game because everyone loves to watch it, even if it's at 12 midnight. People want to catch up with this game. But let's be honest about the situation surrounding this kind of game. I think Ronaldo covered a lot of issues at Real Madrid. He has gone and everything showing up. It's like bottoms out right now.
But do you think we're going to have a good game still? Will the excitement levels remain the same worldwide?
Yeah, I think we're still going to have a good game, only because I think Barcelona is going to totally pummel Real Madrid
today.
Yes.
Okay, why you say that? Probably the two teams have not been having it rosy, particularly in La Liga in the last 1 month, but it's been worse for Madrid. Is this the last game for coach Julian Lopetegui?
I would like to sing the song "You're Getting Sacked in the Morning," but I don't think so. I don't think so. You need a replacement before you sack the coach. They don't have a replacement down pat.
There are guys lining up.
Yeah, like who? Apart from Conte.
Conte?
Yeah, that's the only. You need to settle with him when it comes to wages, other contractual issues. I don't think they have that down pat. If they had that, I think he will bring the stands watching the game because he's going to replace Lopetegui soon. Okay,
so other teams who do have, of course, designs on the top. Atletico Madrid, they host Real Sociedad. But let's go to the Germans now. Bayern Munich, the whole thing is about them and Dortmund. Why Dortmund can't seem to stop scoring? Bayern Munich appear to be struggling. Yes, they got back to winning ways, 4 points of the pace. But the way Dortmund is playing, everyone is saying Lucien Favre can probably end this long period of dominance by Bayern.
About 2 seasons ago, I would have joined you to praise Dortmund, but I can't join you to praise Dortmund because they have a habit of doing well in the first half of the season and totally destroying themselves. Just like they have a personal self-destruct button, they just press it once the second half of the season is supposed to start. So I'll keep my praise till the second half of the season for Dortmund.
Okay. But if you look at Dortmund and Hertha Berlin, right? Hertha is one of the, it's more like first, top 4 meeting. Really could be a banana peel.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so let's look here. I'm trying to find Monaco. Monaco, this should be the first win for Thierry Henry.
I don't know about this should be the first win for Henry.
Yeah,
he's coming to a new club. I'm not sure he's got all the experience he needs for a club that's struggling.
He needs to pick them up.
Okay. They're playing Dion. Let them try and do something first, and I can say, okay, maybe they're moving the ship forward.
That used to be the #1 game, but I don't think it is anymore. Marseille against PSG. So let's hope maybe somebody can stop the run by Paris Saint-Germain. And we're going to talk about the FIFA rankings, but there's a big game on Monday in England. Tottenham against Man City. That should be a big one. First loss for City?
For City? No, I don't think so. I think the worst they can get is a draw. 2 points between the top 5 teams is going to be a 5-horse race. I agree with Pep on that.
All right, and you know, we've not had it this tough. This is actually the FIFA ranking just before, you know, it was tweaked earlier in the week, because Belgium is now ahead, you know, of France at the top of the rankings by just a point. We've not had it that tight. You know, since the rankings actually were released, there's usually quite some significant, you know, space in between. But for the Super Eagles, 4 spaces moved, 44th in the world. Should they be higher?
Super Eagles, I don't think so. I don't think we should be higher. I think we've moved 4 places up. It shows that some of the hard work we put in is beginning to show a little. Now, what I don't understand is what hard work Tunisia put in. Yeah, I know that they've qualified, I think, for the Nations Cup already. Good win. But they played Egypt. Egypt is like almost 8th or 10th, and talking about African rankings right now. So I don't see what Tunisia has done to deserve being number 1. They're still there. They're 22nd in the world. Senegal is 25th in the world, so they're second. Nigeria is in the top 3 of that one. Yes, Nigeria is third with 44 points. 44th in the world. But I think basically we need to do more in Africa. We shouldn't follow the rankings, because I don't think we are even ready for the rankings. We host the Nations Cup, we go to the World Cup, and every time at the World Cup we don't do so well. We need to improve.
Okay, so let me just return to something we've talked about. Your final thoughts on Barca Real. You said they're going to absolutely thump Real Madrid. Are you going to hazard a scoreline?
No, I'm not going to do that. I just feel that...
okay, I'm putting you on the spot. Scoreline.
Scoreline, I'd say 3-0.
3-0. Yeah. Absolute mauling. All right, that's how it's been on the sports segment of the weekend this morning. Of course, thanks to a lot to my new co-host, not a guest. That's Odiri Akpan, and my name is Kelechi. Odiri, thank you very much for coming. Of course, we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of you.
Yeah, my pleasure, really.
All right, thank you, guys. We'll do this again next week, Saturday. Up next will be social media trends and all the entertainment from Ina Peters. Have a great day. Bye.